He kicked his shy ex at the mall, unaware she is now married to a mafia boss. The kick sent Lily sprawling across the polished mall floor, her shopping bags scattering everywhere. Her ex-boyfriend Derek stood over her, designer shoes gleaming, his new girlfriend laughing behind him. "You're still pathetic," he sneered. "Still the same worthless nobody I dumped 2 years ago." Lily's hands trembled as she tried to gather her things, her face burning with humiliation as shoppers stopped to stare. Then the crowd parted. A man in a black suit moved through the gathering onlookers with predatory grace, his presence so commanding that people instinctively stepped back. His eyes were locked on Derek, cold and lethal. And when he spoke, his voice was quiet enough to be terrifying. "You just put your hands on my wife." Derek's face went white as he finally looked up and recognized Riker Cross, the city's most feared mafia boss. And the shy, broken girl he'd just kicked was wearing a wedding ring that probably cost more than his car. Before we dive into this story, smash that subscribe button, like, and comment below if you think Derek is about to get exactly what he deserves. 2 years ago, Lily had been a different person. Shy, anxious, working a minimum wage job at a bookstore while Derek drained her bank account and her confidence. He'd criticized everything: her clothes, her weight, her voice, her dreams. Made her believe she was lucky he tolerated her. Then one day, he didn't anymore. He dumped her in a coffee shop, told her he'd found someone better, someone who wasn't so boring and pathetic. Left her sitting there crying while he walked out with a blonde who looked like she'd stepped out of a magazine. Lily had been devastated, spent weeks barely eating, barely functioning. Then her best friend Jade dragged her to a charity gala, insisted she needed to get out, meet people, remember she had value. That's where she met Riker Cross. He was standing alone on a balcony, looking out at the city he controlled through fear and precision. Lily had wandered out for air, didn't realize anyone else was there until he spoke. "You look like you're trying to disappear." His voice had startled her. She'd stammered an apology, tried to leave, but he'd stop her with a question. "Why do you do that? Try to make yourself smaller?" The question had caught her off guard. "I don't know what you mean." "Yes, you do." He turned to look at her fully then, his eyes sharp and assessing. "You apologize for existing. Someone taught you that. Someone made you believe taking up space was a burden." Lily had felt tears prick her eyes. "My ex-boyfriend. He said I was too much and not enough at the same time. He was an idiot." Riker had said it with such certainty that Lily almost believed him. "You're not too much. You're exactly right. The world just hasn't figured that out yet." They talked for hours that night. Riker was nothing like Derek. He listened when she spoke, asked questions like her opinions mattered, looked at her like she was interesting instead of irritating. When he asked for her number at the end of the night, Lily had given it with shaking hands, certain he'd never call. He called the next morning, asked her to dinner, then breakfast, then lunch. Within 3 months, they were inseparable. Within 6 months, he proposed. And Lily, who'd spent years believing she was unlovable, married the most dangerous man in the city who treated her like she was the most precious thing in his world. Riker didn't try to change her. He protected her shyness instead of mocking it, created space for her to bloom at her own pace, encouraged her to go back to school, supported her dreams of becoming a writer, made her feel safe for the first time in her life. And now, 2 years later, Lily had transformed. Still shy, still soft-spoken, but confident in who she was. She'd published her first novel. She had friends. She had a husband who would burn the world down to keep her safe. She had a life she'd never imagined possible. Today was supposed to be simple. Christmas shopping at the mall, picking up gifts for Riker's security team. She'd been walking past the food court when someone grabbed her arm, spun her around. And there was Derek, looking exactly the same except more smug, more self-satisfied. "Lily? Oh my God, it is you." He'd looked her up and down with mock surprise. "Wow, you actually look decent. Did you finally figure out how to dress yourself?" Lily tried to walk away. Derek had grabbed her again, harder. "Don't be rude. I'm talking to you." His girlfriend had appeared then, all fake sympathy. "Is this the ex you told me about? The boring one?" "That's her." Derek had smirked. "I try to help her, but some people are just hopeless." Lily had felt the old shame rising, the the instinct to apologize and disappear. But then she remembered who she was now. I need you to let go of my arm. Or what? Derek had laughed. You'll cry? Run away like you always do? She'd pulled free, started to leave. That's when Derek kicked her. Actually, kicked her legs out from under her, sent her crashing to the floor, and stood over her laughing while his girlfriend recorded it on her phone. Lily had been gathering her shopping bags, fighting tears of humiliation, when the crowd suddenly went silent. And then Riker was there. Now, standing in the mall with Derek looking like he might pass out, Lily watched her husband move closer. Riker's security team had materialized from nowhere, surrounding them, blocking any escape. Shoppers were filming, but no one dared intervene. You kicked her. Riker's voice was conversational, almost pleasant. That made it worse. My wife. On the ground. Like she was nothing. I didn't know. Derek's bravado crumbled. I swear, I didn't know she was married to you. So you kick women you think are defenseless? Riker smiled, and it was the most terrifying thing Lily had ever seen. That makes it better? It was just a joke. Derek was backing up now, his girlfriend already trying to slink away. Riker's men stopped her. We were just messing around. Riker looked at Lily, still on the ground. Does this look like a joke to you? Then back at Derek. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get on your knees and apologize to my wife. And then you're going to explain to me why I shouldn't break every bone in your body. Derek dropped to his knees so fast he bruised them. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Lily. I was just being stupid. Please. Lily stood slowly, Riker's hand gentle on her elbow, helping her up. His touch was tender, completely different from the violence radiating off him toward Derek. Are you hurt? He asked her softly. Just my pride. She managed. Your pride is worth more than his life. Riker's eyes never left Derek. Say it again. Tell her what? Tell her what you are. Riker's voice cut through the mall like a blade. Derek's face was pressed against the floor now, his girlfriend sobbing beside him. I'm worthless. I'm nothing. I'm sorry, Lily. Please, I'm so sorry. Louder. I'm worthless. Derek's voice cracked. I'm a pathetic coward who hurt someone who never deserved it. Please don't kill me. Riker looked at Lily. What do you want me to do with him? The question surprised her. 2 years ago, she would have said nothing, would have just wanted to disappear. But now, with Riker's steady presence beside her, with 2 years of learning her own worth, Lily felt something different. Not revenge exactly. Justice. I want him banned from every establishment you control. Her voice was quiet but firm. Every restaurant, every club, every business. I want him to know what it feels like to be unwelcome everywhere. Riker smiled, this time genuine and proud. Done. He gestured to his security team. Make sure every owner in the city has his photo by tonight. He's blacklisted. And her. He pointed at Derek's girlfriend. Both of them. You can't do that. The girlfriend finally found her voice. That's illegal. I'm a crime boss, sweetheart. Illegal is my specialty. Riker's tone was bored. Now get out of my sight before I change my mind about letting you walk away. They scrambled up, ran through the crowd. Lily watched them go, felt something loosen in her chest. That's it? She asked Riker. You're just letting them leave? You wanted them banned. They're banned. If you wanted them dead, they'd be dead. He cupped her face. This is your justice, not mine. Whatever you need, that's what happens. What if I'd said nothing? Then we'd have walked away and I'd have handled it privately later. His thumb brushed her cheek. But I'm proud of you. You stood up for yourself. That's growth. I learned from the best. The crowd was still watching, phones still recording. Riker turned to address them. Show's over. Anyone who posts video of my wife on social media will regret it. Consider that a promise. Then to Lily, softer. Let's go home. The drive back to their penthouse was quiet. Lily stared out the window, processing everything. Riker held her hand, didn't push her talk. He understood her silences, never rushed her through emotions. At home, Lily finally broke down, sat on their couch and cried. Not from the kick, but from everything. 2 years of healing, 2 years of becoming someone new, and Derek had dragged her right back to that coffee shop where he'd called her worthless. Riker pulled her into his arms, let her cry into his chest. He didn't try to fix it or tell her not to cry, just held her until the storm passed. I thought I was over him. Lily's voice was muffled. over what he did to me. But seeing him today, having him kick me like I was garbage. You were over him. Riker pulled back to look at her. The old Lily would have apologized to him for being in his way. You demanded consequences. That's power. I wanted you to hurt him. I know, and I would have. But you chose something better. Something that lasts longer than a beating. Lily wiped her eyes. Why are you so good to me? Because you're everything, Riker said simply. Because watching you become who you're meant to be is the greatest privilege of my life. Because I love you more than I thought I was capable of loving anything. Even though I'm still shy, still awkward sometimes, especially because of that. His voice was fierce. You're gentle in a world that tried to harden you. That takes more strength than anything I've ever done. They sat together as the sun set over the city. Lily thought about Derek, about his girlfriend, about how small they'd looked begging for mercy. 2 years ago, she thought Derek was the best she could do. Now she knew better. I want to press charges, she said suddenly. For assault. Let him deal with legal consequences, too. Riker was already pulling out his phone. I'll have my lawyers handle it. They'll make sure every charge sticks. Will that make me vindictive? It makes you someone who refuses to let abuse go unpunished. There's a difference. The next morning, Lily woke to find Derek's face plastered across social media. The video had leaked despite Riker's warning, but it wasn't the version Derek's girlfriend had filmed. It was security footage from the mall showing Derek grabbing Lily, kicking her, standing over her laughing. The caption read, "Abuser assaults woman in mall, gets instant karma from her husband." The comments were brutal. People tracked down Derek's employer, his address, his social media. His girlfriend was getting similar treatment. By noon, Derek had lost his job. By evening, his landlord had started eviction proceedings. Riker's blacklist meant no restaurant would seat them. No club would let them in. No business would serve them. Did you do this? Lily asked, showing Riker the posts. I made sure the right footage got out. The internet did the rest. He shrugged. Sometimes the court of public opinion is more effective than anything I could do. Lily watched Derek's life implode in real time. Felt satisfaction instead of guilt. He'd spent 2 years tearing her down, making her feel worthless. Now he was experiencing a fraction of that pain. The legal case moved forward. Derek tried to claim it was an accident, that he'd tripped and accidentally knocked Lily down. The security footage proved otherwise. His lawyer advised him to take a plea deal, community service, anger management classes, a restraining order keeping him away from Lily. It's not enough, Riker said when Lily told him. You should go to jail. But it's something. Lily felt oddly peaceful. He has a record now. Everyone knows what he did. That's more justice than most people get. You're more forgiving than I'd be. I'm not forgiving him. I'm just choosing not to let him take up any more space in my life than necessary. 3 months later, Lily was at a book signing for her second novel when Derek showed up. He looked terrible. Thinner, worn down, desperate. Security moved to remove him, but Lily stopped them. Let him speak. Derek approached her table, hands shaking. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Really sorry. I was terrible to you, and I deserved everything that happened. You did. Lily's voice was calm. You spent 2 years destroying my confidence. I'm glad you're facing consequences. I lost everything. His voice broke. My job, my apartment, my girlfriend left me. I'm living with my parents at 32. Everyone knows what I did. Good. Maybe you'll think twice before hurting someone else. Can you forgive me? No. Lily met his eyes steadily. But I can move past you, which is what I'm doing right now. Security, please escort him out. As they led Derek away, Riker appeared at her side. Proud of you. I'm proud of me too. Lily smiled. 2 years ago, I would have accepted his apology just to make the situation comfortable. Now I know I don't owe him comfort. I owe myself peace. That's my girl. 6 months after the mall incident, Lily's second novel hit the bestseller list. The book, a story about a woman finding strength after leaving an abusive relationship, resonated with readers everywhere. Interview requests flooded in. Publishing houses wanted more books. Her agent talked about movie deals. Riker threw her a celebration party at their penthouse. 50 guests, champagne flowing, the city glittering below them. Lily moved through the crowd, no longer trying to make herself invisible. She laughed with other authors, discussed her work with confidence, accepted compliments without deflecting. "You're glowing," Jade said, pulling Lily aside. "Like actually radiant. It's disgusting how happy you are." "I know." Lily couldn't stop smiling. 2 years ago, I thought my life was over. Now I can't believe this is my life. Riker's good for you. He saved me. No. Jade shook her head firmly. You saved yourself. He just gave you space to do it. Across the room, Riker was talking with his security chief when his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, his expression darkening. Excused himself, stepped onto the balcony. Made a call. 10 minutes later, he found Lily. "We need to talk. Privately." In their bedroom, Riker closed the door. "Derek's in a hospital. Someone beat him badly. He's claiming I sent people after him." Lily's stomach dropped. "Did you?" "No." Riker's voice was firm. "I promised you I'd let the legal system handle him. I kept that promise." "Then who?" "I'm finding out. But the police are asking questions. Derek's telling anyone who will listen that I ordered the hit because of what happened at the mall. This is my fault." "Stop." Riker gripped her shoulders. "This isn't on you. If someone attacked him, that's their choice. But I need to know, do you believe I did it?" Lily looked into his eyes. "No. You wouldn't lie to me." "Good. Because I need you to trust me when the police come asking questions. And they will." The police arrived the next morning. 2 detectives, professional but clearly skeptical. "Mr. Cross, we need to ask about Derek Morrison. He was assaulted last night outside his apartment. Suffered a broken jaw, 3 broken ribs, and a concussion. He claims you're responsible. I was at my wife's book party with 50 witnesses." Riker's tone was bored. "Check the security footage from this building. I never left. He says you sent your men. My men were working security at the party. Again, witnesses and footage will confirm this." The detectives turned to Lily. "Mrs. Cross, do you know anything about this assault?" "Nothing. I haven't seen or spoken to Derek since my book signing 3 months ago. There's security footage of that, too. I had him escorted out after he tried to apologize." "You didn't want his apology?" "I wanted him out of my life. That doesn't mean I wanted him beaten." The detectives left unsatisfied but without evidence. Riker made calls, had his lawyers prepare for potential charges. But he also had his people investigate. If someone attacked Derek while trying to frame him, Riker wanted to know who. The answer came 2 days later. Derek's girlfriend, the one from the mall. She'd hired 2 men to beat Derek, told them to make it look like Riker's work. Her plan was to get Derek's sympathy, maybe get a payout from a lawsuit against Riker, then reconcile with Derek and share the money. It didn't work. The men she hired talked when Riker's people found them. Gave up the girlfriend immediately. She was arrested for conspiracy to commit assault. Derek's credibility was destroyed even further. "This is insane," Lily said, reading the news reports. "She tried to frame you to get money? People do desperate things." Riker seemed unsurprised. "She lost everything like Derek did. Thought this was a way to get it back. What happens to her now? Prison probably. And Derek loses whatever sympathy he had. Everyone knows now he was part of a scheme to extort me. Do you feel vindicated?" "I feel tired." Riker pulled Lily close. "I'm tired of these people trying to drag us back into their drama. I want to move forward with you, not keep dealing with your ex and his disasters." "Then let's move forward." Lily made a decision. "I want to do a public interview. Tell my story. Not about Derek specifically, but about healing from toxic relationships. Maybe it'll help other people. And maybe it'll finally close this chapter." "You sure?" "I'm sure. I'm not hiding anymore." The interview aired 3 weeks later. National morning show, millions of viewers. Lily talked about her past relationship without naming Derek, about the emotional abuse, about finding herself again, about Riker being a partner who supported her growth instead of stunting it. "People think because my husband is powerful and dangerous that I must be afraid of him," Lily told the interviewer. "But he's never made me feel small. He's never made me feel worthless. He protects me without controlling me. That's the difference between a strong partner and an abusive one." The interview went viral. Women shared their own stories of leaving toxic relationships. Lily's book sales tripled. She became an advocate for domestic abuse survivors, used her platform to promote resources and support. Derek watched from his parents' basement, his jaw still wired shut, his life still in ruins. Saw Lily transformed into someone successful and confident and completely beyond his reach. And he finally understood what he'd lost. But Lily wasn't thinking about Derek anymore. She was planning her third novel, discussing opening a foundation for abuse survivors with Riker, living a life bigger and better than she'd ever imagined. One evening, Riker found her on their balcony. "What are you thinking about? How different everything is. 2 years ago, I thought Derek was the best I could do. Now I know I deserve everything I have. You deserve more. I have you. That's everything." He kissed her softly. "Thank you for trusting me, for building this life with me. Thank you for seeing me when I couldn't see myself." They stood together watching the city, the empire Riker controlled, the life they'd built together. And Lily felt nothing but gratitude for the courage that had led her here. For leaving Derek, for meeting Riker, for choosing herself again and again until she became someone she was proud to be. 1 year after the interview, Lily stood in the conference room of the foundation she'd built with Riker's support. Safe Haven provided resources, counseling, and legal aid to domestic abuse survivors. They'd helped over 300 people in their first year. The walls were covered with thank you letters, photos of survivors rebuilding their lives, proof that her pain had purpose. The board meeting was ending when Lily's assistant knocked. "There's someone here to see you. Says it's urgent." "Who?" "Derek Morrison's mother." Lily's first instinct was to refuse, but curiosity won. "Send her in." Mrs. Morrison looked older than Lily remembered, tired, worn down by her son's scandals. She clutched her purse like a lifeline. "Thank you for seeing me. You have 5 minutes. My son is getting out of rehab next week. Court-ordered therapy and anger management. He wanted me to ask if you'd be willing to meet with him. For closure." "No, please." Mrs. Morrison's voice cracked. "He's different now. He understands what he did to you. He just wants to apologize properly, face to face. He apologized at my book signing. I didn't accept it then. I won't accept it now." Lily kept her voice firm. "Your son spent 2 years destroying my self-worth. I don't owe him closure or forgiveness or another second of my time. He's trying to change. Good for him. That doesn't obligate me to witness it." Lily stood. "I moved on. He should too. Without me in any capacity." Mrs. Morrison left deflated. Lily felt nothing. No guilt, no sympathy, no wavering. She'd learned that protecting her peace mattered more than making other people comfortable. That evening, she told Riker about the visit. He was cooking dinner, something he'd learned to do because Lily loved coming home to the smell of food and domesticity. "How do you feel about it?" he asked, stirring pasta. "Nothing. I feel nothing about Derek anymore. He's just someone who hurt me once." Lily wrapped her arms around Riker from behind. "You're my present and future. He's barely a memory." "Good, because I'm making your favorite, and I don't want to ruin it thinking about that idiot." They ate on the balcony, watched the sunset, talked about the Foundation's expansion plans, about Lily's third novel coming out next month, about taking a vacation somewhere tropical. Normal couple things. Beautiful, mundane, perfect things. 2 weeks later, Lily was doing a reading at a bookstore when Dare showed up again. This time he looked better, healthier, sober, his jaw healed. Security moved to intercept him, but Lily made a decision. Let him approach, but stay close. Derek stopped 10 feet away, hands visible and empty. "I know you don't want to see me. I'm not here to ask for forgiveness or closure. I'm here to take full accountability. What I did to you is abuse. Emotional, psychological, and, at the mall, physical. I destroyed your confidence because I was insecure and cruel. You didn't deserve any of it." Lily waited. There had to be more. "I'm in therapy. Real therapy, not court-ordered bullshit. I'm working on understanding why I hurt people I claim to love. Why I needed to make you small to feel big." Derek's voice was steady. "I'm not asking you to forgive me or be happy for me or care at all. I'm just saying I know what I did. I own it. And I'm sorry." "Okay, that's it." Derek looked surprised. "Just okay? What do you want me to say?" Lily met his eyes calmly. "That I forgive you? I don't. That I'm proud you're in therapy? I'm indifferent. You hurt me badly. You made me believe I was worthless. The fact that you're getting help is good for your future victims, but it doesn't change what you did to me." "I know. So yes. Okay. I acknowledge your apology. but it doesn't change anything between us. There is no us. There never will be again. Not as friends, not as acquaintances, not even as people who nod at each other on the street. You're a stranger to me now. Derek nodded slowly. That's fair. That's more than fair. He started to leave, then turned back. For what it's worth, I'm glad you found someone who treats you right. You look happy. I am happy, and it has nothing to do with you. After he left, someone in the audience started clapping. Then everyone joined. Lily felt her face flush. That wasn't a performance. No, but it was powerful. A woman approached after the reading. I stayed in an abusive relationship for 5 years because I thought I owed my ex forgiveness. Hearing you say you don't owe him anything, that helped. Thank you. More people shared similar stories. How Lily's books, her interviews, her refusal to absolve Derek had given them permission to protect their own peace. To say no to people who'd hurt them. To move forward without guilt. That night, Lily told Riker everything. He listened, then asked the only question that mattered. How do you feel? Free. Lily realized it was true. Completely free. Derek apologized, and I felt nothing. No satisfaction, no anger, no pain. He's just someone who existed in my past. That's it. That's growth. 2 years ago, I would have accepted his apology just to end the discomfort. 1 year ago, I would have felt guilty for rejecting it. Now I just feel indifferent. Lily smiled. I think I'm finally healed. You were always healing. You just reached a new level. 3 months later, Lily and Riker renewed their vows. Small ceremony, just close friends and family. But this time Lily wrote her own vows, spoke them with confidence. You found me when I was broken and never once tried to fix me. You gave me space to heal myself. You protected me without controlling me. You loved me when I couldn't love myself and celebrated when I finally could. You're my partner, my protector, my home. I choose you every day for the rest of my life. Riker's vows were simpler. You taught me that strength isn't just power and control. It's gentleness and patience, and choosing growth over revenge. You made me want to be better. You make me better. I love you more than I thought I was capable of loving anything. Years passed. Lily published 6 more novels. Safe Haven expanded to 10 cities. She became a voice for survivors everywhere, living proof that healing was possible, that toxic relationships didn't define you, that you could build something beautiful from the ruins. Derek moved to another state, continued therapy, stayed out of her life completely. His girlfriend served 18 months for the assault conspiracy. Mrs. Morrison never contacted Lily again, and Lily thrived. Not because she'd gotten revenge or because Derek had apologized, but because she'd chosen herself again and again. Chosen healing over bitterness. Chosen growth over stagnation. Chosen a partner who elevated her instead of diminishing her. One evening, 5 years after the mall incident, Lily stood on their balcony watching the city. Riker joined her, handed her wine. What are you thinking about? How that day at the mall changed everything. If Derek hadn't kicked me, if you hadn't been there, I would have found another way to you. Riker pulled her close. Some things are inevitable. You think we were inevitable? I think you were brave enough to become who you were meant to be, and I was lucky enough to witness it. That's not luck. That's destiny. Lily leaned into him, thought about the shy girl who'd believed she was worthless, the woman who'd been kicked to the ground in a mall, the survivor who'd built a foundation and a career and a life from the ashes of her old self. That girl was still inside her somewhere, but she was no longer drowning. She was thriving, and she'd done it by refusing to let anyone, not Derek, not his apologies, not society's expectations, make her feel small ever again. I love you, she told Riker. I love you more. Impossible. Watch me prove it. And in the city below, in the empire they'd built together, in the life they'd chosen, Lily finally understood what freedom felt like. Not revenge, not even justice, just peace. The peace of knowing she'd survived, healed, and become someone she was proud to be. Derek was just a footnote now, a cautionary tale, a reminder of who she'd never be again. And that was the greatest victory of all. From kicked to the ground to standing tall, from shy and broken to confident and thriving. Lily's journey proves that healing is possible and you never owe your abuser forgiveness. She built an empire from her pain and found love that lifts her up. Want more powerful stories of survival, strength, and finding real love? Smash that subscribe button right now. Drop a crown emoji if you're proud of Lily. More inspiring stories coming soon.